Okay, so my whole job, the entire job, is ferrying souls from one side to the other. Today's SCP is not on either side, so I thought it'd be interesting.
He attempts to navigate the non-dimension to find a way out while going through periods of panic, confusion, and anger. SCP-3001 Red Reality. What does it mean to be truly alone? You can be alone in a room, in a building, on an island, or on the moon, or you can be alone in your own mind. But we all live in a world filled with people.
Dude, I would hope that you were alone in your own mind. Have you had that thing where people say, do you have like a voice in your head that talks to you that's your own voice? Because I have that. I have that thing where you have a voice in your head that talks to you that's your own voice, and it will like say stuff. But apparently that's really normal. It's like really normal to have that. But I didn't even think about that for the longest time. I thought everyone had it, didn't even think about it. And then I found out that some people don't have that, their own voice talking to them. Wild.
But we all live in a world filled with people. SCP-3001, on the other hand, shows us an example of an individual that is truly and utterly alone.
Aww.
Which is a unique case of science fiction, and yet it also manages to be surprisingly grounded in reality. SCP-3001 is not a happy story, but it's also an incomplete one, which leaves us with a sense of hope. The bulk of 3001 takes the form of transcribed logs, so I would suggest reading through it all yourself.
I just realized, how the fuck are they documenting this SCP?
Basically, it is a space between dimensions that really shouldn't exist, but was discovered by the SCP Foundation accidentally.
That must have been the creepiest thing ever. Just like discovering a dimension and then there's just someone in it. It reminds me, have you guys ever seen that boat video of the guy who's like a chef on like a boat, and the boat sinks and he's underwater in the boat for like 3 days with no light, and then a diver goes in and is like looking around and someone grabs his foot, and it's the chef who's like managed to survive in this boat like underwater for 3 days. It must be such a jarring feeling to like realize there's someone there with you when you don't expect them to be.
It is believed to extend infinitely in all directions, but possesses no matter of any kind. The non-dimension also has an extremely low Hume level.
Did you just say Hume? What does it mean by Hume?
Which is a degree of measurement used by the Foundation to measure the strength or amount of reality in a given area.
Amount of reality in an area? How do you contextualize that? Like, what is reality? How do you contextualize that in another dimension? Like, what?
In other words, our baseline reality has a given level of Hume that we're accustomed to, but certain factors, such as other dimensions or reality benders, can change that level of Hume as things become more or less real.
Ah, I get it. Okay. That's interesting. I quite like that.
What a very low Hume level means for 3001 is that matter that would be located inside the non-dimension decays at an extremely slow rate, and organisms could still function despite taking damage that would normally kill them, up to a certain point. The downside of this, however, is that Hume fields tend to even out, and so prolonged exposure to 3001 will cause an organism's Hume level to drop until they begin to disintegrate.
Is that like how black holes work? I'm trying to remember. I know when you go in a black hole, you just kind of get like ripped to shreds, but I wonder if it's like a disintegration thing. I can't remember. It's been so long since I fucking did physics at school, man.
3001 was discovered in 2000, while Dr. Robert Scranton and his wife, Dr. Anna Lang, were working on a device that would stabilize reality by manipulating Hume levels.
Matter never disappears, it just transforms. Yeah, I get it. It like rips all your cells apart, doesn't it, when you go in a black hole? Interesting. Also, I'm really enjoying all these like cool space images that they're putting on.
Unexpected seismic activity at the site damaged several experimental reality stabilizers, creating one of those specific wormholes, which proceeded to pull Robert into the non-dimension before closing. We are then presented with a large number of logs, transcribed from audio recordings made by Robert. For the first 8 days of Robert being inside 3001, he attempts to navigate the non-dimension to find a way out while going through periods of panic, confusion, and anger. He eventually makes his way over to a control panel that had gone through the wormhole with him, although he doesn't realize at first that it is actively recording. He makes several recordings, presumably for his own benefit, as he states his name and date of birth, mentions his favorite color is blue, and his favorite song is Living on a Prayer, and that he loves his wife, Anna.
Bro, we got the lost wife! No! Dude, this shit always makes me so fucking sad, man. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Gravity actually slows the speed of time, so if you are still aware after being sucked into a black hole, you will feel every second lasting an eternity. Oh my gosh, what the fuck? That's crazy.
He notices a flashing light on the control panel, and realizes that the machine is working and recording. He panics and states his name again, asking if anyone can hear him, saying he doesn't know where he is. He's not sure at all how the machine is working, but he's pretty sure that no one can hear him. He also notes how hungry and thirsty he is, saying that he should have died of dehydration by now, an effect of the low Hume level, although it will take Robert some time to realize this. After fiddling with the machine some more, he locates the controls, causing the machine to speak, telling him he's been here for 2 weeks, 3 days, 7 hours, and 58 minutes.
Bro, I wonder if he can, like, feel that, though. I wonder if it feels like it's been 2 weeks, or if it just, like, feels like it's too hard to tell the passage of time, right?
Another week goes by, with Robert realizing now that it doesn't seem like he'll die here due to hunger or thirst, and he wonders if by some miracle he'll find his way out of here. 5 weeks go by with Robert barely recording anything, but he comes back and says that he's been trying to learn about this place he's in, referring to it as his prison and his kingdom.
Bro, I swear with SCPs, so much of the time, people just get a god complex, like, so fucking quickly. The amount of SCPs that have god complex shit in them is fucking mad. It's just like, it's my kingdom. Fucking wild.
A few days later, he records a log as if it were a standard SCP document about the non-dimension, but we can see the cracks in his mental state beginning to show. The only light source in the entire non-dimension is a small red light on the control panel, so he's been using that as a marker for his explorations. He also notes that he's felt an itch or a tingle across his head recently, but only if he concentrates on it. He next realizes that although he's thought he's been walking on flat ground this whole time, there really shouldn't be anything to walk on in this place, and now he notes that it's felt more like he's been swimming through something that's been applying pressure, like a thick black gel. He now realizes that by concentrating, he can actually move vertically as well as horizontally, again using the red light as his reference point, or as he calls it, Little Red. He understands a bit more about the location he's in now, knowing that it was caused by a problem with the reality stabilizer. He does some math, and apparently figures out how low the Hume level of this non-dimension is, but is not sure of the effects of that, as he's mostly worked with above average Hume levels. At this point, he really begins talking to the red light directly, as if it were a person.
He's becoming a Viltrumite? Fuck, man. Fuck. That's crazy. This is such like a test of like how much the human mind can like withstand being like stripped of all like sensory experiences, or like the majority of sensory experiences, right? Damn. It's a very important scientist. Maybe if you keep counting seconds in your mind, you can keep up with the pass of time. Yeah, the true solitary one. I do remember that. The cell that sends you to the dimension when nothing exists for long periods of time. They kept their sanity at some point, but after a while, nothing is left. Yeah, dude, that's so true. I really wonder what like the last few recordings from this guy are gonna even sound like.
The tingling feeling he's had is his Hume level starting to diffuse. Robert's next log reads, "Hey Red, I'm gonna have to go for a bit. I want to test something, and you can't come with me. I'm sorry. No, Red, I'm really, really sorry. I want you to come, I do, but if we're together, the diffusion will increase faster. We both need as much time as possible. I need to figure this place out more, and you need to make sure you keep all that info in your head. Red, come on. You'll be fine, Red. I know you will. You're tough. It'll only be for a bit, Red, but I need to see if I can find a way to keep us alive a bit longer. Maybe even get us out of here. If I can contain enough field, I can maybe even get us out. No, I'm not sure, but I need to find out. Red, we're talking about possibly escaping, okay? Yeah, it's a gap. A gap should have an end, like the walls of a canyon, understand?
Dude, this dialogue with this thing, like between him and the light, is like going on for so long. Oh my god. It's like it really does show how much his mind has deteriorated, right? Holy.
He traveled in a single direction for 2 months before turning around. He then wonders if he let himself fall down long enough, would he eventually hit a bottom? More than 4 months go by before Robert returns again, saying there is no bottom either. This is the point where Robert's mental state really begins to deteriorate.
Oh no, man. I feel so bad for this guy, man. He's just like stuck in a sensory like deprivation tank, like permanently. Maybe he's given up on his brain, man. Like maybe he thinks his brain is just too far gone. That's really interesting that a scientist would pick the heart over the brain.
5 years have passed now, with Robert and the control panel still somehow held together.
I wonder if he means heart in a metaphorical sense. Maybe he means soul, eh? Maybe he wants me to pay a visit, but I can't because he's in the middle. He's in the middle of two sides, man. I can't even get to this dude. That's crazy. Poor dude. Even I can't help him.
Finally, the red light begins to fade. 9 months go by, and Red seems to make a return. Robert attempted to kill himself over 220 times, but none of them worked. He can't see his body due to the darkness, but speculates that he at least has 1 foot left, a few leg muscles, maybe a lung, and a heart. He claims that this non-dimension is now getting smaller, as there now seems to be a visible border that is getting brighter.
Oh my gosh, there's hope. I feel like actually getting out of here, like it'll be like relief, but I don't think it's going to be a better outcome.
Robert says that he has 5 more years in 3001, during which he will slowly restabilize, giving him 5 years to figure out how to get out.
What? This is so... I feel like after 5... because he's already been in there for like 5, 9... I don't know how many years it's been now. But he's been in there for so long. I feel like at this point, like, if you're just not going to figure it out. I just don't think it's going to come to you. One deep concept about horror in immorality is that even if our body stands the pass of time, our psyche is still very human, very limited to understand concepts of eternity. That is when madness serves as a defense mechanism. Eternity is a very inhuman concept. That's a very interesting way of looking at that. I like that.
5 years, 11 months, and 21 days after an incident sent Dr. Robert Scranton into a non-dimension, the stabilizer control panel, thought lost, suddenly reappeared in the testing facility.
Wait, what? What? What is going on? What is going on? What is happening? Is he gonna... oh my god, is he gonna be able to come back? What state is it in, though?
Dr. Anna Lang, overseeing the testing, went to investigate the panel, horrified at finding it covered in blood, bile, viscera, and hair, identifying the hair color as belonging to Robert. A hand fell off of the panel, along with a wedding ring, and Anna accessed the first audio log, hearing her husband's voice for the first time in nearly 6 years.
Ain't no fucking way. Ain't no way. Ain't no way his wife also works at the Foundation and found this. That is wild. Oh my gosh.
She proceeds to faint from shock. According to the author, although much of Robert went back to our reality along with the control panel, there is still some of him in 3001. Will he find a way to eventually return to reality and reunite with his wife? Or will he slowly go completely insane and disintegrate entirely? Not only was Robert left stranded with only a machine to talk to, he was left in near total darkness and had no way of ending his life. Chances are we've all felt emotions of loneliness and isolation at one point or another. But at least we're not stuck in the Red Reality.
Not yet, Red, please. I know you want to go. I'm not ready yet. I'm not. I love you, Red. I love you, Anna. Anna, Dr. Scranton's speech pattern is almost regular. Loud metallic bang heard, followed by a splattering noise as something strikes the control panel once again. 5 years, 11 months, 21 days. Oh my gosh. Bro. This one was heavy. She will just keep living without knowing the fate of his loved one. Yeah, that's fucking rough, man. Yeah, this one was like actually really sad. It's just like so despair filled, I think is the thing. We've had some like really sad SCPs before, like Where the Dragon's Gone. That one was really, really sad. This one made you feel something, man.